Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Kaushika from Physics Department, Dr. NGP Arts and Science College. So today we are going to see about elasticity from the course Properties of Matter and Sound. Let us go into the video. So these are the contents of the video. Elasticity, stress and strain, Hooke's law, moduli of elasticity, that is the different moduli of elasticity, and Poisson's ratio. So elasticity. Elasticity is in our day-to-day life. We are observing so many so many things which possess elasticity. So it is the total opposite of plasticity. So elasticity is the property by virtue of which a deformed body tends to regain its original shape and size after removing the deforming forces. So when a force is applied, an elastic body tends to deform itself, and when the force is removed within the elastic limit, the body will regain its original position. So elasticity is caused by the stretching of polymer chains when forces are applied. So some of the examples are, as we all know, rubber band, spring, and elastic in a trouser or pant or anything, any of your clothes. So what is stress and strain? Stress is the cause and strain is the effect. So when you apply a stress, the result is the strain. So definition of stress is restoring force per unit area. That is, stress is equal to force by area, which is the restoring force. When an elastic body is deformed, the stress acts on a body, and it is the restoring force per unit area. So its unit is Newton per meter square. And strain is the ratio of the change in any dimension to its original value. It has no unit, it is a mere number. It's a mere ratio and thus no unit. So here you can see that this graph is the stress strain graph, and there is an elastic region in which the body will express elasticity. So beyond this region there will be permanent deformation. It will not regain its original position, and further if you apply force, the permanent deformation will turn into a fracture. So it will never come back to its original state. It will just break. And even in this elastic region, Hooke's law will be obeyed only at a certain point, till a certain point. So we will see what is Hooke's law in the further slides. So elastic region is a region where the body is able to regain its original position. So the maximum point till which the body can regain its original position is called the elastic limit. Next is Hooke's law. Hooke's law is the law of elasticity discovered by the English scientist Robert Hooke in 1660. It states that for relatively smaller deformations of an object, the displacement or size of the deformation is directly proportional to the deforming force or load applied. In short, we can say that within elastic limit, the stress is directly proportional to strain. So stress by strain will give you the elasticity. Here if you see, there are three springs, picture of three springs, okay. So in this spring, there is no load applied, so it is elongating only due to the gravitational force, and there is no much difference between the original position and the elongated position. And here if you see, you are applying a load of 80 grams, so there is an elongation of 10 centimeters. So more the stress or load applied, more the strain. So more will be the elasticity or elongation. And in this case, if you see, there is a stone tied to the spring which is lesser than 80 grams. We don't know the weight of the stone, but we can say that the stone is lesser than 80 grams because there is lesser deformation and lesser elongation than the case where the load of 80 grams was applied. So here only 8 centimeters of elongation was observed. So the stone is definitely lesser than 80 grams. So if you see, when stress is increasing, strain will also increase. More the stress, more the strain. So more, when you apply more, it is just a simple concept. When you apply more force, the output will be more. So when you apply more stress, the strain will also be more. So an elastic modulus is a quantity that measures an object or substance's resistance to being deformed elastically when a stress is applied to it. There are three types of elastic modulus, namely Young's modulus, rigidity modulus, and bulk modulus. So Young's modulus describes the tensile elasticity or the tendency of an object to deform along an axis when opposing forces are applied along that axis. It is defined as the ratio of tensile strength to tensile strain. So if you have a beam, here. So this is the original length. The green part is the original length. So when a force is applied along the axis of the beam, there will be deformation along this axis itself. So the new length, the deformed length will be this, which is white part along with the green part. So the new length is the elasticity expressed by the beam. So there is a change in length. This you can say it as delta L, and this original length is called the L. So here you can calculate the strain by measuring the original length and the deformed length, and you can calculate the stress by calculating the force per unit area. So if you have both these quantities, you can measure the Young's modulus of the given material. So E is equal to stress by strain, which is F by A by delta L by L. So which gives you the Young's modulus. Next is shear modulus or rigidity modulus. This describes an object's tendency to deform from its original shape at constant volume when acted upon by opposing forces. It is defined as shear stress over the shear strain. So the force acting upon the body will be tangential force, and consider a box with one end fixed and the topmost end is acted upon by a force. So only the top end moves and the bottom end is fixed with its original position. So the on moving the topmost layer, you are deforming the body, and so the stress is a shear stress and the result is a shear strain. So shear stress is equal to shearing force by area under shear strain. So F by A, and shear strain is the relative displacement of any layer divided by the distance from a fixed layer. In simple words, it is the ratio of relative displacement to the distance from a fixed layer. So a shear strain is given by tan theta since the force is tangential, and the modulus of rigidity will give you the is given by shear stress by shear strain. Next is bulk modulus. The bulk modulus describes volumetric elasticity or the tendency of an object to deform in all directions when uniformly loaded in all the directions. So it is defined as the volumetric stress over volumetric strain, and it is the inverse of compressibility. The bulk modulus is an extension of Young's modulus to 3 dimensions. So Young's modulus will be measured only in 1 dimension. When you extend it to 3 dimensions, you can calculate the bulk modulus. So K is equal to volume stress by volume strain. So bulk modulus is given by the bulk ratio of bulk stress to bulk strain. Next is Poisson's ratio. So Poisson's ratio is a measure of the Poisson effect, the phenomenon in which a material tends to expand in directions perpendicular to the direction of compression. Conversely, if the material is stretched rather than compressed, it usually tends to contract in the directions transverse to the direction of stretching. So this, in short, can be told as the ratio of lateral strain to longitudinal strain. So consider this diagram. So you are applying a stress laterally, that is from these both directions you are applying a stress. So you can just the length of the body will be increased. Okay, so whatever, if you apply the stress on both sides, there will be longitudinal strain and lateral strain accordingly. So Poisson's ratio is given by the ratio of lateral strain to longitudinal strain, which is given as delta R by R divided by delta L by L. So this will give you the Poisson's ratio. As a summary of this video, we have seen the basics of elasticity, stress and strain, Hooke's law, different moduli of elasticity such as Young's modulus, rigidity modulus and bulk modulus, and at last Poisson's ratio. Thank you.